Did you know that in 2025, the cost of living difference between provinces in Canada can be as high as 70%? That means what buys you a small apartment in Vancouver could buy you a full house in St. John's. Crazy, right? But here's the real shocker. Many of the provinces that most people ignore are actually becoming the hottest spots to live in, offering safer communities, better job growth, and way more affordable housing than the big names everyone talks about. Canada isn't just about Toronto, Vancouver, or Montreal. The truth is, some of the most livable places in 2025 are hiding in plain sight, in provinces you probably never considered. What if the best career opportunities, the friendliest communities, and the most affordable homes were waiting for you somewhere unexpected? Like Prince Edward Island, Saskatchewan, or New Brunswick. In this video, we're counting down the 10 best provinces to live in Canada for 2025. And trust me, number 1 will completely surprise you. So stay tuned, because by the end of this list, you might just be rethinking where the real dream life in Canada can be found. Number 10. Newfoundland and Labrador. Coming in at number 10 is Newfoundland and Labrador, a province that feels like another world compared to the rest of Canada. Known for its rugged coastlines, colorful houses in St. John's, and the warmest hospitality you'll ever experience, this province offers something truly unique. Here's what makes it special in 2025. Affordability. Housing prices here are among the lowest in the country, which means you can actually own a home without drowning in debt. For newcomers and young families, this is a huge deal. Cities like St. John's give you access to a growing tech industry, while smaller towns like Corner Brook provide peaceful living surrounded by breathtaking scenery. But it's not just about money, it's about lifestyle. Imagine waking up with the Atlantic Ocean right at your doorstep, hiking coastal trails with whales in the distance, or enjoying a community where everyone still greets you with a smile. That sense of connection is rare in big cities, but in Newfoundland and Labrador, it's the norm. Sure, winters can be harsh and job markets smaller compared to Ontario or Alberta, but for those who value affordability, natural beauty, and a close-knit community, Newfoundland and Labrador is a hidden gem. And here's a little secret. St. John's is quickly becoming a hub for young professionals in tech and energy, meaning the province might just surprise you with opportunities in the years ahead. So if you're craving a slower pace of life, surrounded by raw natural beauty, but still want access to modern amenities, Newfoundland and Labrador deserves a serious look. Number 9. Saskatchewan. At number 9, we have Saskatchewan, a province often overlooked, but in 2025, it's becoming one of the most attractive places to live in Canada. Why? 2 words: affordability and growth. Saskatchewan is one of the most affordable provinces in the entire country, with housing costs that are dramatically lower than in Ontario or British Columbia. Cities like Saskatoon and Regina offer modern amenities, thriving cultural scenes, and access to universities, yet you can still buy a spacious home without breaking the bank. But here's the part most people don't realize. Saskatchewan has one of the fastest growing immigrant communities in Canada. That means it's easier to build connections, find cultural communities, and feel at home. The province also has a strong job market, especially in agriculture, energy, and mining, with new opportunities opening up in tech and healthcare. And let's not forget the lifestyle. Saskatchewan is nicknamed the land of living skies for a reason. The sunsets here are some of the most beautiful you'll ever see. Plus, with endless lakes, hiking trails, and national parks, it's a paradise for anyone who loves outdoor adventures without the crowds of larger provinces. So if you're searching for affordability, job opportunities, and a balanced lifestyle, Saskatchewan is worth serious consideration. Quick question: would you ever consider living in Saskatchewan? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe for more guides like this as we count down the best provinces to live in Canada. Number 8. Manitoba. Picture this. You're standing at the edge of the Forks Market in Winnipeg, where the Red and Assiniboine rivers meet. Around you, people from every corner of the world are sharing food, music, and stories. That's Manitoba in a nutshell. Diverse, welcoming, and full of hidden surprises. Unlike the high-pressure pace of Toronto or Vancouver, life here feels balanced. Winnipeg, the capital city, offers everything you'd expect from a big city. Universities, sports, cultural festivals, yet it remains one of the most affordable large cities in Canada. A young family can actually dream of owning a home here, something that feels nearly impossible in other provinces. But it's not just Winnipeg. Head west to Brandon, and you'll find a smaller city vibe with strong community spirit, surrounded by endless prairie skies. And if nature calls, Manitoba answers big. Polar bears in Churchill, serene lakes in Whiteshell Provincial Park, and vast spaces that remind you just how wide Canada really is. Jobs. The province is quietly growing. Healthcare, education, and technology sectors are all expanding, giving skilled workers solid opportunities to build a future. Plus, Manitoba's government actively supports newcomers, making settlement a little easier than in other regions. Manitoba may not shout the loudest on the national stage, but for many in 2025, that's the appeal. It's the province where affordability meets community and urban life meets natural wonder, a balance that's becoming harder to find elsewhere in Canada. Number 7. New Brunswick. If you're looking for a province that feels like Canada's best-kept secret, New Brunswick might just win you over. Tucked away on the east coast, it doesn't always get the same spotlight as Ontario or British Columbia, but for people moving in 2025, it offers something those bigger provinces can't: peace of mind without breaking the bank. Housing here is shockingly affordable compared to most of Canada. In cities like Moncton and St. John, you can find a comfortable home for less than half the price of what you'd pay in Toronto or Vancouver. And the lifestyle? Let's just say New Brunswick is where life slows down in the best way possible. Imagine walking along the Bay of Fundy, home to the highest tides in the world, or spending weekends exploring quiet coastal towns where fresh seafood isn't a luxury but a way of life. What's surprising is how welcoming the communities are, especially for newcomers. The province has seen steady growth in its immigrant population, and places like Fredericton are quickly becoming hubs for students and professionals. Add in strong bilingual culture, affordable healthcare, and growing opportunities in tech, education, and call centers, and you've got a province that's quietly building its reputation as a great place to settle. New Brunswick might not scream big city excitement, but that's exactly why many people are moving here. It's simple, affordable, and community-driven. For anyone who wants a softer landing in Canada, this province makes life feel less like a grind and more like home. Number 6. Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is the kind of place that makes you wonder why more people aren't talking about it. In 2025, it's one of the provinces that perfectly balances city convenience with coastal charm. The heartbeat of the province is Halifax, a city that's buzzing with energy. It's home to world-class universities, a thriving healthcare sector, and a growing tech scene that's attracting young professionals from across Canada and beyond. Yet despite its urban feel, Halifax is never far from the ocean. You can finish work downtown and be watching the sunset by the harbour in minutes. But Nova Scotia isn't just about Halifax. The province is dotted with communities like Dartmouth and Sydney, each with their own character. Dartmouth has become a trendy extension of Halifax, while Sydney offers a slower, small-town feel with a strong sense of community. Wherever you go, the coastal lifestyle is always part of the picture. Fresh seafood, weekend road trips along the Cabot Trail, and beaches that feel untouched. What really makes Nova Scotia stand out is its sense of balance. It's not as crowded or expensive as Ontario or British Columbia, but it still offers solid job opportunities, cultural festivals, and a welcoming atmosphere. For many newcomers, it feels like the sweet spot, affordable enough to live comfortably, yet lively enough to never feel bored. So if you've ever dreamed of waking up to the sound of the ocean while still having access to career opportunities, Nova Scotia might just be the place that finally makes it possible. Number 5. Alberta. If there's one province that knows how to mix big opportunity with big adventure, it's Alberta. Known for its stunning Rocky Mountain backdrop and booming cities, Alberta in 2025 is proving to be one of the most attractive places for people chasing both careers and lifestyle. Let's start with the cities. Calgary is a powerhouse, Canada's energy capital, but also home to a rapidly growing tech industry that's diversifying its economy. It's modern, ambitious, and filled with opportunities for skilled workers. Meanwhile, Edmonton, the provincial capital, brings a different vibe: more cultural festivals, a strong education sector, and a community that feels grounded. Together, they make Alberta one of the best provinces for job seekers. But here's the kicker. Housing in Alberta is far more affordable than in Ontario or British Columbia. You can live in a major city, earn competitive wages, and still afford a spacious home, something that feels out of reach in places like Toronto or Vancouver. And then, of course, there's the lifestyle. Alberta is the gateway to the Rocky Mountains. Weekends can mean skiing in Banff, hiking in Jasper, or exploring the endless beauty of Kananaskis country. Few provinces in Canada offer that level of outdoor access right at your doorstep. Yes, Alberta still faces challenges tied to its energy sector, but with its affordability, booming cities, and unmatched natural beauty, it's a province that offers the full package in 2025. Number 4. British Columbia. When people imagine Canada, chances are they're picturing British Columbia. Towering mountains, lush forests, sparkling ocean views. BC is nature's postcard, and in 2025, it continues to draw people from all over the world. The crown jewel is, of course, Vancouver. It's a city where glass towers rise against a backdrop of snow-capped peaks, and where you can go from the office to the beach to a mountain trail in the same day. Add in a booming film industry, tech growth, and cultural diversity, and it's no wonder Vancouver stays on the global map. But BC isn't just about Vancouver. Victoria, the provincial capital, blends history with a laid-back island lifestyle. Kelowna, in the Okanagan Valley, is becoming a hotspot for those who want vineyard views and lakefront living. And Surrey, one of Canada's fastest-growing cities, offers urban opportunities at a more affordable price than Vancouver itself. Now let's address the elephant in the room. BC is expensive. Housing in Vancouver and Victoria is among the highest in the country. But here's the twist. People are finding creative ways to live here affordably, from choosing smaller cities to embracing flexible remote work lifestyles. So, while BC may not win on cost, it's unbeatable when it comes to natural beauty, cultural energy, and lifestyle variety. For anyone who dreams of blending modern city life with some of the best outdoor experiences on Earth, British Columbia still stands tall. Number 3. Quebec. Quebec isn't just another province, it's an experience. In 2025, it remains one of the most fascinating places to live in Canada, blending European charm with North American convenience. Take Montreal, for example. The city is alive with festivals, music, and food that rivals anywhere in the world. Walk through old Montreal's cobblestone streets, and you'd swear you were in Europe, yet it's one of Canada's most vibrant modern hubs, with strong opportunities in tech, AI, and the arts. Then there's Quebec City, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, where history comes alive in every stone wall and castle-like building. For those who want something quieter but still rich in culture, places like Sherbrooke or Trois-Rivières offer affordable living with access to universities and tight-knit communities. But here's the real draw: affordability. Housing costs in Quebec are significantly lower than in Ontario and British Columbia, making it one of the few provinces where city life is still accessible without going into crushing debt. Add to that universal healthcare, world-class universities like McGill and Laval, and a strong emphasis on family and community, and you have a recipe for balance. Of course, there's the French language factor. While that might feel intimidating to some, it's actually a huge advantage. Immigrants who learn French not only open doors to more opportunities within Quebec, but also gain a lifelong skill that connects them to cultures across the globe. In short, Quebec offers culture, history, affordability, and opportunity, a combination few provinces can match. Number 2. Ontario. If Canada has a centre of gravity, it's Ontario. Home to nearly 40% of the country's population, Ontario in 2025 remains the province of opportunity, diversity, and influence. Let's start with Toronto, the country's largest city. It's a global financial hub, packed with industries like banking, tech, media, and culture. It's the place where newcomers often land first, and with good reason. The city is one of the most multicultural in the world, where over 160 languages are spoken, and where every culture has a community to call home. But yes, housing prices here remain sky-high. That's where Ontario's other cities come in. Ottawa, the nation's capital, offers a more balanced lifestyle with stable government jobs, excellent schools, and a bilingual culture that makes it unique. Then you have Hamilton and London, both rapidly growing cities with strong healthcare, education, and manufacturing sectors, offering more affordable housing while still being within reach of Toronto. The big advantage of Ontario: choice. Whether you want the rush of a global city, the calm of mid-sized communities, or small-town charm, Ontario has it all. The province also continues to lead in healthcare, education, and innovation, making it one of the safest bets for anyone looking to build a future in Canada. Yes, the cost of living can be tough in certain areas, but for sheer opportunity, cultural richness, and career options, Ontario stands near the very top of the list. Number 1. Prince Edward Island. At the very top of our list sits Prince Edward Island, Canada's smallest province, but in 2025, one of its biggest hidden treasures. Life here feels slower, calmer, and more connected. In Charlottetown, the capital, you'll find colourful streets, friendly neighbours, and a sense of community that's hard to come by in larger cities. Over in Summerside, life moves at a gentler rhythm, where ocean views and fresh seafood are simply part of daily life. What makes PEI stand out is how affordable and livable it still is. Housing costs are lower than in most provinces, making it possible for young families, students, and newcomers to build a future without overwhelming debt. Combine that with safe streets, strong schools, and a healthcare system that truly supports its communities, and it's no wonder more people are choosing PEI. But it's not just about affordability. The island is breathtaking. Endless red sand beaches, rolling green fields, and sunsets over the ocean give you a sense of peace you can't buy. And while it may be small, PEI's economy is growing, fueled by tourism, agriculture, and renewable energy. Remote work has also opened the door for professionals who want career opportunities while still enjoying island living. Prince Edward Island proves that sometimes the smallest places offer the biggest quality of life. For those seeking simplicity, beauty, and community, PEI shines as Canada's #1 province to live in 2025. So which of these provinces would you actually pack your bags for in 2025? Drop your choice in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this countdown, go check out my previous video for even more tips on living in Canada. And hey, we put a ton of effort into creating these guides, so your support really means everything. Just one click to subscribe helps us keep going.